Good evening, good evening, good evening. What's up, y'all? Man, I just want to welcome everyone back to the channel, Mr. Judah Moon, and back for another episode of Big Sweets TV. I'm their host, Big Sweets, the African Don, and we have a good one tonight, y'all. Oh yes, we do. We have a good one. Today's discussion is going to be on buying a home or owning a home in the United States of America. For those of you tuning in for the first time, go ahead and click that subscription button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. For my returning subscribers and returning viewers, I said welcome, welcome, welcome. We have a good one tonight, but we're gonna get into it in a few. Of course, normally I like to get me ready before I go into my discussion. We have some good content. I'm going to be talking about the process of owning a home in America, steps you can take, questions that have been asked. We're going to go through a list of Q&As, and hopefully I can provide you guys with some information that can help somebody in the process that's thinking about owning a home or buying a house in America. For most people, it's a taxing process. It's a scary process for most. It can be daunting. It can be fearful. People just they doubt themselves. They don't know if they're able to do it. Are they qualified for the requirements that the lenders are asking? Do they have enough money to be able to afford a mortgage? But we're gonna get into all of that in the field. But before we do, again, I just say welcome to another episode of Big Sweets TV, and today's discussion again is buying a home buying in the United States of America. Before we do, without further ado, let me just get into my song for the day. It's Father Day song, and it's by Abuchi. It's a very nice song. I heard it the other day and I really love it, and I'm just going to play it before I get into my material.
Daddies, them say we don't know how to marry, we just they worry. Daddies, them say all we do is to run away from the babies. Daddies, every day we do this and that. Them say we no be responsible. No be everybody there like that. It just be funny cause if man no there, if puppy no there, then waiting we get. If man no there, if man no there, how we go exist? Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to every man when they fight for their responsibility. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to every man when they do everything for the family. Who's there man no day? No who's there man no day? See, if man no there, if puppy no there, then waiting we get. If man no there, if man no there, me then you no go there. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to every man where they fight for their responsibility. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to every man where they do everything for the family. Yeah.
Oh, she's
To be a man, eh? Now, wow. Yeah, Papa, no more way to my thing. And they show you so. To put food on the table, paying the bills and all that. I mean, sure. One week on this, when you're not more refugee, and you're fine.
hello, my baby.
Yeah. Back again. Big Sweets TV. Mr. Jonah Moon Channel. I'm your host again, Big Sweets, the African Don. Yeah, man, we're gonna get into this here, man. I have some good information for those of you that are thinking about buying a house in the United States. Um, you know, I went through the process, and I know how the process can be very, very, very hard. And it's not that the process itself is hard, but we are on ourselves are very doubting, and we're very afraid. A home buying is a big deal, So when you decide to do it, it's a big step. It's a milestone in your life. Of course, you consider a lot of things, a lot without even doing an investigation of finding out what are the requirements, what do you need to do, how do you go about it, and most times what we did, in my case, let me speak from my experience. I became a homeowner a few years ago. I would say maybe 5 years ago. I bought my first house in America, and but before that, my family and I were thinking about it, and this thinking process took us about 8 years. 8 years to get through the thinking and building up the courage and thinking that, hey, maybe we can do it, But what kept us back for 8 years before we went and took that leap on the journey to owning a home? What did that was doubt. A lot of doubts, fear. What it was we was very afraid that our credit wasn't good enough. We wouldn't be qualified. We spoke to certain homeowners, friends of ours in our friend circle of friends, and asked them how their process were. Big mistake, people. Big mistake. Don't do that. A lot of people home buying experience is different. Each man experience is different from the next. Not everybody experience gonna mimic yours unless you're just looking to gather home buying stories. But do not make other people's story be your story. Don't let it be your story. Have your own story. You can hear those stories that, like I said, just maybe for information and for you, but don't make it the defining factor as to whether you move on your project, your goals, or whether you stay back and say, let me keep doubting myself. Again, we did that. We asked people, and a lot of the stories we got from other home buyers was scary. They asked for this, credit scores has to be that, or you need some money and that, which is true. All of it is true. It wasn't telling us wrong, but with hearing those stories, what it did to us was, the auntie your credit guru. She would say, oh, auntie your credit guru. Okay, yeah, maybe we need to get it up to 700. Maybe we'll get it to 800, 750. But that's not true, At the end of the day, yes, credit scores are very important. For those of you, let me tell you now, credit is everything. Y'all know, if y'all go to get a car, they run your credit. Y'all go get a credit card, they run your credit. You're buying a house, of course they will run your credit. Credit is everything. It's even more golden than money. You can have all the money in the world, and you think you want to get something, you go there with all that full of money, pocket money in your hand, and you go buy this man thing, and you want to finance it, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. Because when they run your credit and your credit is bad, just a dirty credit, they're not going to give you the thing. The lender not going to give you, especially for a house. If you apply for a house buying in America, you're asking the bank to trust you with a lot of money. I mean, depending on the size of the home you're getting, what kind of home you're getting, it's going to cost you some money. And the bank, if they put you and finance you the money, they want to make sure you are responsible enough to pay the people money back. Nobody come and look at $400,000 to give it to you. and your credit looking like that, like you can't pay, you go somewhere, you take the 14, then you go, then you don't pay, you use all the money on the card, you know, or you take the car, you can't pay the car note, they repo the car, you stop paying the people that carry your name to credit bureau, and your credit just getting worse and worse, but you thinking of buying home. Don't do it. Clean your credit up a little bit. Let me tell you now, you know, because that's what the lender would do. Let me tell you my steps. Our steps, what we did was, I was home one day. Like I said, we've been on the process, in the thought process of thinking about owning a home. And my wife had drove around. She was coming home from work one day, and I was at home. I think I had got home from work, and I was at home that evening. And she came, and she said, you know what, baby? I saw a new development up the road. You know, they're building new homes over there. You know, maybe we should go try and see if we qualify for it. So I said, well, you know, it doesn't hurt. In our minds, we saying our credit score not bad. How much worse can it be if they tell us no? We already feel we not qualified. So we go there. We took the drive. We got there. Of course, we prayed about it before we went there. We walked into this office, big old house, right? We got the office in the house, and we went and talked to this lady. My realtor was Trish. Got her real estate service name, but the realtor name was Trish. And you know, she called us. We went in there. You know, there was people waiting. After she finished servicing others before us, we went in and sat down, and we said we in the market to buy a home. Of course, she said, okay, she's there to sell a house. You know, how's your credit? I said, well, I don't know. I mean, it looks good. I think it's good, but I don't know. You know. She said, no problem. ID. She requested our IDs. You know, asked her about jobs. We had to pay application fee. We had to pay application fee to apply for the house. I think that was about, I would like to say $200. Okay, pay that. So after the application fee was paid, she ran our credit, and then you know, credit scores came back, and she said, you know, my credit score was better. It was good. You know, it wasn't great, but it was good. My wife's credit score was a little down. Wasn't bad, but it wasn't qualifying enough. It was certain things on the scores that needed to be worked out. All right. So they told us, okay, you guys, you qualify, you can get the place. And I was like, no, I want my wife's name on the house as well. So we said, okay, no problem. They gave us, I think, 3 months to clean up some stuff. And of course, we went back and we did our due diligence and cleaned it up. When we came back again, everything was smooth. But our credit scores was enough to qualify us to obtain a property in that development. Okay, so boom. We and the thing with qualifying, once you qualify, there's loans that goes with your qualification of you're applying for a mortgage to buy a home. There's 4 different types of loans, home buying loans you can get that the bank or the financial institute can give you. Depending on your credit scores, one of those loans is the VA loan, right? The VA loan. And that loan is set in place for military folks, people that's in the military and ex-militaries. All right. So it's very low. You know what I mean? It makes their payment very affordable. They don't have to pay a high interest rate. They don't have to come out of pocket with a lot of money for closing costs. So I mean, you know, it's a good loan. So if you're in the military, yeah, you know, you're able to get that type of loan. All right. And it doesn't need both partners to be in the military. One of you guys could be in it, and you're both qualified. All right. The next type of loan is the FHA loan. Okay. Now we were qualified for FHA loan, which is the first time home buying loan. Okay. That loan is backed by the government to protect the lender. You know, just in case we forfeit on a loan, they're able to get their money back from the government. All right. And regain back access to their property by closing on the house. So we would qualify for FHA loan based on our credit scores. Okay, again, credit scores plays a role. Okay, so the next loan you can qualify for in the home buying process is the conventional loan. That's a little better loan, less money out of your pocket and so forth. You know what I mean? Mortgage, monthly mortgage payment is a little lower. So, it's not bad. And finally, you got the USDA loan. And that loan, as it sounds, it's an agricultural loan for those that live in rural areas like farmers and others, people like that. They got that type of loan set aside for them. It's backed by the government as well. Again, it's low interest rate. So when we became qualified, of course, our mortgage was high. And again, we were one of those that our first home was a house that we built from ground up. We didn't buy a house, even though all through the fear and doubts that we had buying a home, we went straight from buying to building a home. So we did that, okay, by God's grace, But the home buying process was very, it wasn't as tedious as I thought it would have been. Of course, the information we needed was provided through the lender, through the real estate agent, by running our credit, by telling us what was needed to be cleaned up. We didn't, again, like we have always done, believe that we need to do X, Y, and Z before we think we will be qualified. We went and found out what we needed to do. And in so doing, we was able to do as requested and brought it back to them. And by then, after we had completed those tasks, we became qualified by their standard of requirement to own a property in their development. So that's how that worked out for us. But like I say, that process, a lot of people haven't done it, so they think about it a lot, and it's daunting, it's tasking on people, and it's scary. It's a scary process. It's a big leap. It's a milestone. It's a process. And it's a big accomplishment to own property, land in this country or anywhere. So I posed some Q&As that are, questions that people have asked, and hopefully today I can provide you guys with some answers to those questions. Hopefully these questions is in line with some of your questions you had, and the answers will be provided here in just a little bit. Let's go into these questions, right? One of the questions that people ask through the home buying process is, can a foreigner, is someone of foreign descent, a foreigner from another country, an alien, an immigrant, buy a home in America? Can someone of alien descent or immigrant buy a home in the United States of America? And the answer to that is yes. A foreigner can buy a home in America. Anyone can buy a property in the US of A, regardless of whether they have a US citizenship. Again, anyone can own property in America regardless of their US citizenship. So yes, an alien or a foreigner or immigrant can buy a home in the United States. You can even apply for mortgage in America as a non-citizen if you require it. However, now that's a clause. However, property owners will face more complex tax laws as a non-citizen. What's this thing? Jesus. Hey, babe. Hey, no, I'm doing my recording. Yeah, I told nobody. I just got doing my recording. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue. So yes, you know, like I said, you can even apply for a mortgage in America as a non-citizen if you require, if you need it. However, property owners will face, those type of property owners will face more complex tax laws as a non-citizen, as a immigrant. So the tax laws for you owning a property will be a little higher than somebody that is a citizen, buying a home or owning property in America. Okay. Next question that usually comes down, I've heard people ask is, what is the procedure? Which we kind of talk about my process, but people ask about what is the procedure to buy a house in America, right? What is the procedures? All right, I give you the procedures. The steps to buying a house can make for a long overall process. I talk about I discuss my process, so it's a long overall process. But first, you will need to be ready to be a home owner. You need to be ready. After we got through the doubts, we were ready to go and try to be a homeowner. Take that leap of faith. Pray about it and go do it. We were ready to take that leap of faith. So you have to first be ready to be a homeowner and set a budget. You don't just buy a house with dry mouth, open hand. You gotta have your hand closed or there's something in it. You know what I mean? You gotta have some savings done. And while you're doing that, in the home buying process, they tell you, do not go start shopping and buying cars, all kind of things. Why you won't borrow $500, $600, $700, $800,000 from the bank? It's a lot of money. And they're looking at, that man just bought a $60,000, $80,000 car. Now he won't pull. They look at your money, your income. They kind of do a income to debt ratio. The income ratio has to be higher than your debt. If your debt is higher than your income ratio, than what you're bringing in, it makes the process difficult or even sometimes impossible. So stop buying a lot of stuff when you're ready to go shop for a home. Save your money. Don't buy nothing. Restrict yourself. Exercise patience. Exercise some type of control. And show good money management. Okay, they look at all of that. They look at that. Trust me, they check everything. So don't buy nothing when you're going to buy a house. Save your money. Have money in the bank. Okay, so you gotta have a budget. Next, you will work with a lender to get a pre-approved for a mortgage, right? Then you would start shopping for properties, ideally with a trusted estate agent at your side. So the steps are: you need to be ready to be a homeowner, one, and set a budget. That's one. Next, you work with a lender to get a pre-approved mortgage for you. Third, you start shopping for your property, ideally with a trusted lender, real estate agent at your side. Okay, so those are the process. Next question I get, or I see, or I heard is it worth it to buy a house in the United States? Is the process worth it? Is buying a house worth it? Well, if you are a homeowner, chances are you are worth much more than someone who rents, according to the Federal Reserve 2020 survey of consumer finances. Homeowners have a net worth that is more than 40 times greater than their rental counterparts, which reinforces, okay, the idea that owning a home is a smart financial reinforces. Owning a home is a smart financial reinforces. Okay? All right? Somebody asked, is 2022 a good year to buy a house in the United States? Is 2022 a good year? I think any year is a good year to buy a house. It could be 2022, 2039, whatever. Whenever you buy a house is a good year. You know what I mean? Of course, you got to watch the market, interest rate, and all of that. But yeah, owning a home is a good thing. But let me get into what the Q&A says. Is 2022 a good year to buy a house in the US of A. Unsurprisingly, many home buyers are left wondering, is buying a house still worth it in 2022? Is buying a home still worth it in 2022? The short answer to that is yes, it is still worth it, my brothers and sisters. It is still worth it. If you are financially ready, buying a home is still worth it, even in the current market. All right, even in this current market, buying a home is still worth it. Experts largely agree that buying and owning a home remains a smart financial move than renting for many. So buying is better than renting on any given day. Gray day, blue day, red day, yellow day, any day. It's better on a home. Okay? Another question that someone asked, they said, can I get a green card if I buy a house in America? Do I get a green card when I own a piece of land and property in America? Who told you that? Who told you because you buy a house you will get a green card? It don't work like that. No, brother. No. Owning a house in America doesn't automatically qualify you to go get the United States of America green card, immigration green card, residency of this country. No. You got to go through the same process all the other boys through. All right? Because let me tell you, green card part, we'll talk about immigration another time. But I was just, saying somebody asked that question. If buying house automatically qualifies you to get a green card. No. American people don't give you nothing here free. Let me tell you something. Everything here you pay for, nothing is given. That's why this country is so great and financially sound. We pay taxes on everything. Green card, it costs you, it's costly. $680 or $670 to get a green card, just as high as you getting citizenship. It's not cheap, so you gotta go pay that money there. And oh my God. And when you pay that money for that green card, please don't get into no trouble because the government don't give you money back. Oh, no. Uncle Sam don't give you nothing back. Yeah, you mess up, that money gone, that's $680. You just gotta wait again and go apply again and then spend another $6 something. Yeah. They don't take no hostages. They don't show no patience. You can't get no money back, brother. No, sisters. You pay that money, you better sit in your house, you better control yourself, you better be well behaved. Because the police jump behind you and put you in anything, that money gone free. You ain't getting it back. It gone. I'm gonna say got free money to play with. Yeah. They will tax us. We will pay everything that they ask us to pay. Yeah, road taxes, car taxes, property taxes, everything taxed. Yeah, we pay for everything. Alright? So no, can a green card qualify you, can you get a green card because you bought a house? No. You can't get a green card simply by buying a house in the United States. In fact, owning real estate doesn't ordinarily give you any visa or immigration benefits. It doesn't give you none of that. All right? I hope that answers somebody's question. All right? Another question someone asked was, can I buy a house in America without a green card? Certainly. It's money. It's money and credit. It's money. You pay the money, you got good credit, you meet the requirements, you fit the criteria, of course you will get it. Yeah, it's not green card, no green card, citizen or no citizen. You get it. Money. Alright. Yes, a non-resident can buy property in the United States without a green card. There are no restrictions on property ownership for non-residents. However, alien may be subject to specific tax laws and regulation related to their ownership of U.S. property. Okay, so yes, you can pay for it, you can buy it, but they will tax you. I'm gonna say lead tax. I think I'm gonna say last thing that I'm gonna say taxes. because they can tax you with pay. I pig you out. All right, let's continue with the questions. The next question we see or get is how long does it take to buy a house in the United States? How long does the process take to buy a home? In my case, I think it took us, I'd say it took us about 5 months, 6 months because of certain things we had to do. But the process can be shorter or longer, But it took us about 6 months from beginning to end. Yes. So how long does it take to buy a house in the USA? Let me give you on average, it takes about 4.5 months to shop for a home, plus an additional 30 to 45 days to close on home once you are under contract. Okay? So 4.5 months to shop for a home, plus an additional 30 to 45 days once you are under contract. All right? But of course, the timeline now can vary widely based on factors like the time of the year, your financing needs, the type of home you are looking for, and the inventory in your local market. Those are factors, 4 different factors that can affect the process, either extend it or shorten it for you. Okay? So what was those 4 different steps? Okay? The timeline can vary widely based on factors like the time of the year. Okay? Imagine we got 4 seasons. Summer, fall, winter, spring. We got those 4. So those time of the year can affect home building. I know when we was building our house, winter time, those guys wasn't out here building. The ground's hard. They can't dig. So time of the year does affect. It is a deciding factor on when you can get your home and so forth. Okay. Of course, again, financial needs. You know what I'm saying? Your money. Where do you stand? What do you need with the house? What do you want from? What kind of house you getting? Okay, the type of home you are looking for plays a factor, and the inventory in your local market, home market that you are shopping in. What homes are available? Are you okay with this home? Do you not like it because of the way they built the living room? Maybe you want a balcony. Maybe you want a bigger kitchen. Maybe you want a kitchen that's more fancier and shit. Okay, but yeah, it's different. Different factors affect that process.